Hello, this is Smoking Joe Gamer on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to do a quick review and tutorial for Songs of Conquest. This is a really cool indie game that is very similar to the early Heroes of Might and Magic games, and that's why I like it. So, I'm going to go ahead and just load up one of these Conquest maps real quick just so you can see what this is all about. So as you can see, there's a check mark next to the ones I completed already. But let's just do something real simple here. I haven't done this scenario yet. This is like a medium-sized map, 2-player. It's fine. So, and I'm going to play as the Arleon faction, and I'm going to play against the Barony of Loth. And then this is the default difficulty is fair. You can see there's multiple difficulties, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to keep it at the default. And you can choose a hero or you can randomize it, and as you can see, they each have a specialization and a starting skill. So, for the sake of this tutorial, I want to go ahead and just pick this guy, because he'll get some extra money and troops get extra movement, and that's always helpful, so let's do that. And my opponent can be anybody, but let's go ahead and... Oh, you know what? She's got the same, so let's pick her. Oh, wait a second. Baron Silverlink, Magnolius... Oh, I haven't played enough of the campaign to know how they're related, but hey, that's pretty cool. And then here you have your settings, so I'm just going to keep everything at the default, just so you can get an idea of how the game plays out. And the game has full controller support, which is great, but I am using mouse and keyboard. And I do have it capped at 60 frames per second, because that's what the stream is capped at. Okay, so, similar to Heroes of Might and Magic, you start with a hero, you start with a town. You can see it's a tier 1. And you can also see they started me with some gold, but no other resources. So a good starting point in any of these types of maps is you have 2 small build sites. So you can see how the quarry and the lumber mill cost only gold, and then they will generate resources for you. So I'm going to start with that. Even though there's some resources I can pick up, like right here, it's fine. Okay. So do I want gold or do I want an artifact? I'm going to pick the artifact. And then you can see you've got these statues. There's stuff like this all over the place. Some of them will give you a bonus for just one fight. Other times it's permanent, like that one. Watermill, Source of Riches, that's self-explanatory. This will generate gold every turn. But as you can see, I've already run out of movement, and I can only build one thing per turn, and it's going to take 1 turn to build. So that's fine. Now, in some maps, you may find a lumber mill or a quarry, but these can be prerequisites for other buildings, and it's good to just generate those resources. So, and here's the thing though, you can sell any of your buildings too if you want to try to do something a little bit different. So if you decide, oh wait, I want to do something else in that slot, then you can sell it and get a partial refund on it. So then, yeah, these give you +2 movement for 1 turn, so that's interesting, right? I'm gonna just take the, I'm gonna take the gold. And he starts with just these 3 creatures, so then I'm gonna go ahead and just bring up his character sheet here. So you can see every hero starts with command 3, meaning they can bring up to 3 stacks of units into battle. But this can be upgraded down the line. This guy starts with taxes, so he gets an extra $100 per turn. I haven't leveled up yet to get other perks, but then you can see you can equip artifacts. So, yeah, it's very similar to Heroes of Might and Magic in a good way, but it does differentiate itself in different ways as well. And then I chose to allow the random events, so for the next battle I'm going to get these bonuses, so that's interesting. This right here, Source of Knowledge, these will typically give you XP, so I just leveled up. So here are the choices they're giving me. What I'd like to do, I'm going to just pick that so I can get more creatures. Now, one key difference from Heroes of Might and Magic is that you can't just have an unlimited number of each creature in each stack. It'll tell you what the limitation is. So, max troop size 50, max troop size 20. Okay. So this faction plays very similar to the Castle or Haven, but there's also some creatures that wouldn't be too out of place in like the Rampart from Heroes 3. Now, because I now have these, yeah, so you can see this is what it would take to get that to level 2. I need 10 stone. So I only have 2 small build sites. I've used them both. So I can't do that just yet, but once I get enough stone, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that, and that'll give me more slots. And then you need a tier 3 fortress before you can build walls, which, as you can see, will give you some extra bonuses. When I have troops available, I can recruit them here, and I can give them to the hero, or they can just defend the fortress. And then they're not called heroes, they're called wielders, same difference. This is where you'd go. So as you upgrade your fortress, you get extra slots for more people. So it's all very familiar if you've played Heroes of Might and Magic or even King's Bounty. Alright, so just picked up some gold. Now when you see a camp, that usually means there's creatures you can get to join you from there. Oh, and see, now if I had just grabbed this to begin with, I would have been able to upgrade my town already, so. Oh well. Now these can be upgraded to give you 2 per turn, but I need Ancient Amber, which is a rare resource, as you can tell. So let me just go grab this now. So you can see I just upgraded, so now I get 2 additional small build sites, 1 additional medium site. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the marketplace, because that's how I can trade for the rare resources that I'm going to need later on. This is important right here, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this with the 2 Ancient Amber I just picked up. Now I get 2 stone per turn, which is great. Very helpful. And this is another source of knowledge. I'll get some XP when I touch this. And remember, unless you research a specific technology later on, it's only 1 building per turn, and the marketplace takes 2 turns. Source of riches. So some of these sources of riches will replenish at certain intervals, so always check back. It'll tell you. And look, now I'm level 4. I haven't fought anybody yet, but I'm already level 4. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. I'm going to go ahead and just pick taxes again. That's his specialty, and so he's going to keep generating money for me. I need wood. I got wood. Okay. So let's just take a look at this again. Now, these are the perks that I picked. I just got this pair of boots, 3 movement, 3 initiative. That's good. Excellent. So I'm going to go to this old camp, because it's probably going to have more creatures who can join me. And I got to wait for the marketplace to finish. And I need 10 stone before I can upgrade this again. But you can see that you get extra income each time you upgrade it. So that's a key difference from Heroes of Might and Magic, is you can't just build every building in one town. You have to upgrade the town to get slots, and you have 3 different types of buildings. And you can't build every building in every town. A fully upgraded fortress at level 5 will only give you 2 large build sites, meaning you can get your most powerful creature, or you can get one of these 2 buildings that will give you research options to make troops more powerful, or increase the number you can have per stack, that sort of thing. So, there you go. I'll take the minstrels again, because I need them. I need to actually go win some fights, maybe. What do I get here? More minstrels, sure. See, I've got more than enough gold right now. But see, yeah, now when you see an enemy group, it'll tell you what your threat level is, what chance you have of possibly beating them. That's futile, so again, so futile means don't even try. Challenging means you might win. Fair means you'll win, but you'll lose some of your troops. So typically, you want to wait till it says simple or insignificant, and then there's a possibility of them just running away without actually having to fight. So that's important. But now I need more troops. So I'm going to go ahead and build this peasant hut. So this is what I like to do. I like to start with the lumber mill and the quarry so I can just start generating those resources. And then I like to do the marketplace in the medium slot so I can trade for whatever I need to upgrade. And then once I get these two other small build sites, that's when I start thinking about wanting to do either creatures or in this case, the farm would give me more money. The guard tower would help protect, although I'm not really in danger of getting invaded just yet. So it's a matter of priorities. You know, I'll be able to get more of these buildings as I progress, so you just got to prioritize. And now any excess wood and stone that I get, I can just sell for resources. So that's fine. So let me go grab some more stuff here that I missed, and I'll just keep going from there. Now, if I wanted to, I could blow all my money on more materials. So actually, let me just show you how that works. That's just like Heroes. So you can buy or sell resources here. Obviously, it's much more expensive to buy than the benefits from selling. But as you get more marketplaces in your kingdom, these values will improve. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy 2 stone right now, just so I can do this, and there you go. So I now have 1 large build site, so I got to decide which of these 3 things I want. And then for this other medium build site, I've now got 3 other things. So I definitely want to get more troops at this point. So these are all my like tier 2 troops, I would call them. And they all have their pros and cons. But I'm probably just going to go for the barracks because that's the cheapest. And then that'll get me 2 additional types of creatures instead of just 1. So that's what I'm going to start focusing on now. If I want to upgrade this, I would need more ancient amber, which I could trade for. Which actually is not a bad idea. But let's go ahead and move him down here. If I pick the Glimmerweave, it's probably a good idea. I don't really need the money. And then this will give me Ancient Amber. Typically, the Bubbling Bog will give you, 6 wood, 2 amber at certain intervals. Every 5 or 6 turns or so, I think they replenish. I don't know the exact number. But you see here, I've got this nice little peasant hut, and if I get 1 more Ancient Amber, I can go ahead and just upgrade it now. So let me just do that. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to hit it. Now I get Sappers instead of Militia. Although, in my opinion, Militia and Sappers are the weakest units in the entire game. You'll see why once I get into a real fight. Now, unlike Heroes, you will get a certain number of units every turn. It's not like you have to wait a whole week and then you get a bunch of them. No, like you'll get a couple of them every turn. So I already have 7 of them available. And you might have noticed that recruiting creatures is kind of expensive in this game, and that's really the point. You're typically going to have a lot more creatures than you could possibly afford. Plus, you may not have space for them in your armies anyways. Now, this would require 5 of that and 5 Ancient Amber. This would require 5 of that. So either way, I'm going to need 5 Ancient Amber to get either of these. But I think I'm better off with the Academy first, and you'll figure out why. We'll get to that later. And obviously, this is a good unit, but I think I'd rather do the Academy first, to be honest with you. And now, can I afford the barracks? No, I can afford the Fey Grove, but I don't really like them, to be honest. So And the thing with the marketplace is you could eventually just sell it if you find that you're not really getting much use out of it. You can also sell the, lumber mill and stuff, but yeah. I'm going to just wait till I have 5 of that. And he can't move again anyways. So I'm going to hit... Alright, so I'm just going to skip my turn now. And it just tells you that the hostile groups do grow stronger over time, which is to be expected. I'm going to go ahead and just upgrade the 2 militia into sappers, so I have them. And I can put them in my army that way. And then look, 3 more of them. So there's like 3 per turn of these, so they can build up quickly, which is nice. Alright. So now that's still showing a fair chance because those are ranged units. Oh, let me go grab this. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm just going to buy that. And I'm just going to start building that. Excellent. Now, depending on the faction and depending on the building, there may be prerequisites. I haven't run into that as of yet. I just feel like doing this. There. So I think that this is going to be a rather easy fight, so let me go down and do that first. And it's a good thing I took all of those bards. So here we go. Now I'm going to show you the first fight of this tutorial. Oh, you know what? See, look, he's guarding all this stuff. And he's guarding some cool stuff. But I'm going to go and fight them first. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, see, this is a threat level. It's simple. It tells you a general idea of what you're up against. And it gives you an idea of the terrain. And this is where you can do this. So you don't need like a special tactics skill or anything like that, like you would in Heroes. And I'm going to hit manual battle so you can see it all play out. You can also do quick battle. If you don't like the result you get from quick battle, you can try and do it yourself. And of course you can autosave and whatever else you want to do. So I'm just going to move him back. So range units have a limited range, as you can see. Once you move, you can still shoot, but as you saw, it's 50% damage reduction. So this is the regular range, this is deadly range, so the damage will also change depending on distance. Now, in this case, these guys are kind of expendable. I'm going to lose some of them, probably, it's fine. But yeah, you can also see how far enemies can move. So I'm just going to put him here. And he has a special ability. It'll end his turn and cost 1 movement, but he'll give them extra defense. So let me just use that. Yeah, and these guys are actually not very good, as I had previously stated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him up here, and then he has a special ability. He can create a barrier. Okay. So now that he's within range, I'm going to shoot him. Yeah. So the damage isn't very high, but... And then you also get spells. So for this fight, I'm not going to use any spells just yet. I'm going to kind of explain that later. I took the damage reduction, it's fine. So this unit is part of my faction. They do... they have high offense but low defense. So if they manage to hit first, they can hit pretty hard, but then they're completely vulnerable to a counterattack. And you saw how the battles play out. They play out just like Heroes of Might and Magic with your retaliations and whatnot. Although some creatures can preemptively retaliate. So that's something to be aware of. this is, you know, a watchtower, and you can see it increased my sight range here. So that's fine. So I'm going to go back to town. So yeah, I only lost a couple of troops. So in a simple battle, you should be able to get through it without losing too much, if anything. Insignificant, they typically will run away, and then you just get XP. So, and yeah, I can't build anything else until this is done, and this will be done next turn though. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end the turn now. Or no, I'll move him up here, and that way I can recruit a few of these once they're ready. Oh, but see, I need that, don't I? And that's why I have the marketplace, though. So let me go ahead and just buy 2 of those. Perfect. And over here, I'm going to do the tavern so I can get more bards, or troubadours, or whatever they're called. And then by the time that's done, I'll have enough resources to do this. So I'm just cruising right along here. I know what I'm doing. And now look, now that's a simple threat because now I have these really powerful ranged Fey nobles. So let's go take him out. And see, look, they ran away. So I'm going to do this because I need another slot for one of the creatures I'm trying to get. And look at all this stone that's just sitting there. But I would need 30 stone and 20 wood. And so I'm generating 2 per turn. And if I get to a point where I don't need the wood and stone, I can just sell it. It's fine. So this is working out perfectly fine. All going according. So now this replenished, so now I can collect it again. So then let me do the barracks. So to upgrade them, I need 2 Glimmerweave, 3 Ancient Amber. I don't see myself getting that anytime soon. But as you can see, I already have a decent pool of troops. That's fine. So let me just do that. All right. Yeah, so I've got a decent sized army now, and I'm going to go over here and take them out because they're guarding some stuff that I want. Yeah, so the random events can help or hinder, but you can turn it off as well. So let's go up here. Simple, they want to fight, and that's okay. Doesn't bother me one bit. And I just think this is a really great game. I mean, Ubisoft has really kind of dropped the ball on the Heroes of Might and Magic series. They're still outside of my range. And similar to Heroes, going up against ranged armies can be rather taxing. So what you might have noticed is that I'm building up essence, right? So when you check each of these creatures, it tells you what essences they will generate each turn, whether they do anything or not. And up in the corner here, you see you have creation, arcana, destruction, chaos, order, right? So your troops will help you generate essence throughout the battle, and that's what you use for spell casting. You see? So I'm going to go ahead and use this spell. It's very self-explanatory on what it does. And by lowering his initiative, my guys will get to attack sooner. And then I'm just going to use this just because I feel like it. Alright. Now, you might have noticed reloading. So there are 2 ranged units in the game that have to reload after each shot. So they can only shoot like every other turn. Which is why I think, you know, they're one of the worst units in the game. So in Heroes of Might and Magic, you have a certain amount of spell points that regenerate each turn, or you can stop at a well. So you're limited in spellcasting. You can only do 1 per round, and you have a limited number of NPs, as long as that allows. This game is totally different. This game, you generate essence every turn, and you build up essence, and you can potentially cast like a large number of spells per turn if you have the essence for it. So, and your choices are basically, do you want to keep casting weaker spells every turn, or do you want to save up and get something stronger? So the character that I'm playing, he's not really a magic type, although it's not really strictly enforced. Anybody can cast spells, but you really have to specialize on the right perks if you want to be any good, of course. And this is ready to get collected again, so let me just go do that. I'm not going to do this fight, but I can do a quick save. Many knights, many horned ones. Yeah, that's dangerous. So challenging means I could win, but I'll probably lose, like, everything. Plus, don't forget I've got this being built, so I want to get more troops before I do that. Now, one thing I don't care for, even though the barracks can get you both types of creatures, you have to spend additional resources to get the other, which I find annoying. I'm going to go ahead and just build those walls then. Why not? So let me go here. And look at that. I'm already like running low on cash. See, now they've been demoted to worthy, but it's still a little dangerous. So I'm going to collect this. And you can see I hit my limit for minstrels, so I won't be able to recruit any more of them just yet. 2 Glimmerweave, 3 Ancient Amber. I don't have it. 5 Celestial. Oh, you know what then? I can't do it right now. Yeah, and I needed the lumber mill to be able to upgrade the barracks. So let me see here. If I sell some of my wood, I can get 1 Celestial Ore and upgrade that now. I think that's a good idea. Because I don't need it for anything else. So now I'm just going to hang out here for another turn so I can upgrade some troops. And I'm just going to put them down there for just a second. And I'm just going to hang out here for another turn, because that's what I feel like doing. Great. So, they've now been upgraded. They can go back up here. Yeah, and troops are kind of expensive in this game. But look, now I've got a decent sized army, I've got decent income, I can sell any extra wood or stone, although it would be a good idea to start saving. Yeah, so I'm not going to upgrade that yet. But this is fine. Now, because they're a little stronger, I'm going to see if I can beat these guys. They're probably a much lower threat. So let me get within a reasonable range here so I can check this. They are a simple threat, and they want to fight. Okay. Well, that's okay. So I'm using his special ability right there. All right, and remember, simple threat doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win. So I'm just going to move him back a step and just put that there, so that way he doesn't get hit next turn. Yikes. But I want to change initiative so that he doesn't get to go first next turn. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to hit him as far as I can tell. But I want to boost his initiative so he goes first. And you do have attacks of opportunity, so you can't run away. Okay, but you can see now that I'm building up more essence, I'm getting more options. And each time you take out an enemy stack, you get some momentum, which boosts your stats. Now he has to reload, so that's why I don't like these guys. They're one of the weakest units in the game, limited range, limited stats, and they can only go every other turn. Boiling Blood is an interesting spell, so let's just take him out. Hey, why not? So I lost some troops, but it's not a big deal because I'm going to get more. And I can't just stay here forever. I've got to get out of my starting area. So, yeah, 9 of them. That's a lot, but I leveled up. So I'm going to pick combat training so they can do more damage. Okay, great. So I'm just cruising right along here in this nice, easy 2-player scenario. I'm going to save because I don't know what this is going to offer me. Yeah, I don't have room for rangers because I have the upgraded, but I think I'd rather have the gold right now anyways. Oh, a peasant hut. Except I can't get peasants because I have sappers. And upgrading this would require a Fey Grove anyways, plus a mountain of resources, so Not going to worry about that just yet. I just saw an opportunity to get the rest of them, and I thought that was worth taking. And now another thing worth mentioning is that each faction can only recruit creatures of their faction. So, because the Dreth are not part of my faction, I pillaged that instead of being able to recruit them. Whereas if I had been the correct faction for that, I would have pillaged that instead, you see? So. Yeah, so I just got back the minstrels that I lost. And it's the same thing. This is part of a different faction, so that's fine. And again, I need 30 stone to get the next upgrade, but there's plenty of creatures to recruit in the meantime, so I think I'd rather just do that. Yeah, see, now they're screwing me on the random events, so it can go either way. And another one of these. This is fair, but I don't know. And that's risky, so I don't want to risk it. So let's head back up this way and take him out and then go back to town for more stuff. I could also get a second wielder at this point. Yeah. So... let me just take a look here. So yeah, obviously this character would be very useful against enemy spellcasters. I don't really know what I'm up against yet, though. So do I really need a second hero? Not really, but I'm going to pick her. She'll generate Order Essence, which will be useful. There, so now she's got a decent little army that she can work with. Although she's really going to be more for defense at this point. So as you probably guessed, I'm going to go ahead and just get these points of knowledge so she can get some XP. There you go, level 2. I want her to be a magic type, so I'm going to give her Order Magic. And this is ready to be collected again. And now she can go here, another level, how about that? That's fine, and I'll go down here to collect that. In the meantime, he's going to come back up this way. Let's take out these Varia troops here. Alright. So I have learned the hard way that enemy spellcasters can be extremely powerful. Alright, now these guys are dangerous. This troop will retaliate first, and infinite retaliations. This is one of the most broken units in the game. Despite having, you know, mediocre stats and health and stuff, they always get to go first. And every time you attack them, they retaliate and they go first. It's horrible. So try to hit them with ranged if you can. And these guys, their ability is they can boost troops and then the veteran Pioneer. So this is actually a tricky fight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him down here to stop them from coming up this way to hit my ranged units. Might as well shoot them. And I'm going to move him up here just to... Yeah, so he'll be able to get hit by this guy next turn. Oh, well, whatever, I'll do that. So the Dire Dreths are like the most dangerous enemy on this battlefield right now, I would say. And he can shoot every turn, or she can shoot every turn, so it's not that big a deal. So since they're all going this way, I'm going to send him back up here. And he's reloading. Let me do that. Alright, good. So that worked out. Like I said, anybody can use spells, but you know, you want to pick certain perks to help you generate more essence if you really want to be a spellcaster. Oh, look at all this cool stuff. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Mine. 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 I think I'd like to yeah, I think I'm just going to wait and do the upgrade then. $2,600 gold. Hey, that's helpful. I knew I could have just bought the stone, but it's fine. Let me do that. Ah, see, now I need 2 stone and 3 ancient amber. Alright. But look, now I have a second medium build site and 2 more small build sites. So I could do if I do the Fey Grove, then I'd be able to upgrade the Fey Court. That's probably a good idea. And look, I just need 1 of that, so I made my decision. Bam. And for this, I would need 2 Glimmerwave 3. Yeah, so that's not going to work. Alright. I picked that perk because I felt like it, and no other reason. So I'm thinking, at this point I'm thinking I'd really like to get into here if I can, because that'll be another settlement. So what I'm going to do is have him just come over here. All right. Okay, cool. So that's still being built. I would like to send him. So that's still showing as risky. Whereas that's showing as simple. And I don't want to fight those guys because they're a pain in the ass. Well, look, what else am I going to do at this point, right? He's got a full army. Alright, let's just see what happens. And I think elevation plays a role in damage and defense and all that, but whatever. All friendly troops get, yeah, so there's a more powerful order spell that I can benefit from. Oh, there goes that whole stack. Yeah, so I knew this was going to be a tough fight, and I'm totally fucking up. Yeah. So sometimes for tough fights, if I'm not sure how it's going to play out, I just do automatic and I just accept the result. Yeah, and if he moves, he's going to get hit. So let me just do that. And of course, similar to heroes, they do like to target your ranged units. And your choices are either don't try to hit them or try to hit them. Alright, so that was a tricky fight. And they typically put stronger armies to separate regions, and so it's harder for you to get out, but it also means nobody's going to come in. So lost a lot of troops. But I won and got a lot of XP. So ooh, I like that. So they are now considered a fair threat. That's fine. All right. You need a lot of resources that they just don't give you, and that's why you need a marketplace. Alright, so here, you give him what he needs. And you stay here to guard in case somebody tries to invade. So look, now he's got more troops. I can pick up some of this gold here. I'm just going to do quick battle. Let's just see what happens. Sure. So there we go. I'm going to have her pick up these camps to get the troops from there. Because she has room for them. Simple. Alright, I'm still going to save though. See what happens. They want to fight. Okay. Oh. He'll be able to hit him next turn. This one is... Why does he have so much movement? Yeah, these guys have a lot of movement and initiative. Yeah, and then cavalry units go last, which makes no sense. Oh, but see, neither of them can move far enough to reach anyways. So he does have a melee attack, as you can see, but I wouldn't use it unless you have to. Alright, good. So that didn't go too badly. I'll take the XP on that, thank you very much. I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to get a second marketplace so I can trade for some more resources. And I don't like these guys at all. They're terrible. And then I have to upgrade this to get the other guy. So, it's like whatever. So look, I ended up on the other side of this anyways. So I could have just fought that guy instead. Oh well. Oh, I need that glimmer weave. So right now her job is going to be just to collect these camps here. I'm just going to take the creatures. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to do a guard tower just in case somebody comes in here looking for trouble. Yeah, okay. And still doing a marketplace over there. Alright, good. But then you have to be careful too, because sometimes the computer will just pop out of the shroud and just murder you. So. I'm going to do a farm so I can get more money. And then I'm going to go here to recruit these peasants. I got them all. Alright. So then let me send her back up to here to go upgrade those troops. Actually, let me go talk. Do this here. Does he really need more troops? Oh, yeah, hand them over, I guess. Because I can't upgrade them anyways. Yeah, alright, I'd say everything's fine. Oh, what did I just get? Oh, +2 command. Oh, that's why I got those extra slots there. Oh, that's neat. Okay. So yeah, there's some really neat artifacts. Ah, might as well. Alright, let's see here. Insignificant. Insignificant, but in this instance, there's no chance of them running away because they're guarding this area here. Perfect. No losses. And look at all that stuff I got. That's neat. Alright, let me grab that. Oh look, another settlement. That's a large settlement. So yeah, a small settlement I could only upgrade once, unfortunately. Alright. So I could trade off like 20 wood if I want. So see how the values improve now that I have that. Oh, okay, so I need one glimmer weave. Let me just do that now. It's fine. Okay. And I suggest saving often. You can just hit F5 to do an auto, a quick save rather. It's fine. Oh, extra retaliations. That is interesting. I don't know what their threat level is. Yeah, they're considered worthy at this point. Alright. Yeah, they're going to be tough no matter who goes after them. That's considered fair. Alright. No, I don't want to do that. Well, let's just see what happens. Defeat. Jeez. Alright. Oh no, yeah, she's terrible. Alright. Not surprising that she lost. Yeah, so I got all these spells I can cast, but a whole lot of good they're gonna do me, you know? Right, and now he has to reload. Yeah, you know they mean business when they're willing to just take the hit on the attack of opportunity and all that. Yeah, these guys have high initiative, high movement. Maybe they're not as crappy as I thought. So you can see she's still a low-level spellcaster, so she can't really do much yet, but yeah, some fights are just not winnable, you know, if you don't have enough troops. But it just goes to show you, though, you can't always trust what it says. Because I've had fights that were, like, considered challenging and I still won. But it's fine, I can go ahead and just quick load. So I don't know if I can recommend this to people who don't want to keep loading their saves, you know? Because things are going to happen, they're going to make you want to reload. Yeah, and I need a farm and I need 10 Glimmerweave to upgrade that. But I need 15 Glimmerweave for this, and I think I'd rather just do that at this point. There we go. So I just need a farm if I want to upgrade that. So, alright, fair enough. And rally points are useful, but I mean, this is kind of a small map. So I'm going to have her grab this, and then head back to here and upgrade those troops. Fair. That's right. Let's get everybody back there to upgrade the troops and divvy up what's in the garrison here. Oh, cool. That's permanent bonuses. Alright, good. And the enemy player, yeah, he can just pop up anytime. So there he is. Just caught my first glimpse of the enemy player, and he's like right there, and he could probably kick my ass. So Wow. Upgraded a lot of troops just now. Well, that's good. Okay. So. He might kick my ass. We'll see what happens. Or he ran away as soon as he saw me. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the fun part of the game when you're trying to upgrade stuff and it's very expensive. What is this? Alright, well, I'm just going to give him the better stuff for a second here. I have those two trade. Let me just do that. So he's got a sizable army now, doesn't he? So I'm going to send him over here. And I don't know, the Fey Nobles are very expensive to upgrade, unfortunately. But you know what, let me just hang out here another turn. And I'll just have her come in and guard the place. Okay, good. So yeah, that's the thing. Troops are very expensive to recruit and also very expensive to upgrade. Hmm. Well, that's fine. You know what? I need 50 stone and 40 wood. Okay. Well, that's fine. Then I'm just going to send him out then. Oh, I didn't do that before. Okay. That's fine. So let's go over here. Okay. Ah, see, he came in here and got all the resources. Oh, well. I'd rather get the academy. Well, there goes all your money, huh? That dude's fast, huh? He came and he collected all the stuff and he got the hell out of here. Insignificant. Okay, but I'm going to do manual battles so you can see. In a siege battle, they may have a certain degree of walls, they may have ballistas. So these fights obviously will play out a little bit differently. Yeah, so there you go. That was easy. I will convert this settlement, which means he's going to have to stay inside, but that's okay. So he's going to stay in here. So you have a couple options when you take over an enemy settlement. If you raise it, then it'll keep burning buildings down every turn, and then your hero can keep moving around. And once everything's raised, it becomes yours, but then you have to rebuild it. So in this case, I'm going to have him just sit there and guard it. He's got a decent-sized army. So there now, everything's been upgraded. Okay. Yeah, so this is where the game gets a little tricky because it just gets really expensive to upgrade stuff. And then you also don't want to leave your town undefended, so... Let me upgrade that guard tower. I might just end up doing this anyways because it's just going to be cheaper. I'm just going to put them there to guard. And he just needs to sit in here for one more turn. Okay. This is my settlement now, so you see how everything converted to my faction. And that's what I was saying before. You can't mix and match troops from different factions. You can only get troops for yours, and this is just how things play out. Oh, and this has Fist of Order units. Oh, okay, that's cool. But you see, now that my town is fully upgraded, I don't really need stone and wood anymore, right? Like, who cares? Unless I want to build something here. I'll do another marketplace. Why not? Okay, I'm gonna get one more of that so I can start building that. Great. And this is exciting because now I can show you what this is all about. So I was just gonna give her like all of these troops that I don't care about. Hmm. I'm gonna send her down there so he can come back up. That's fine. You know what? I'll give him one stack of those. Because then he can recruit more. Alright, that's fine. So then I'm going to have her just go guard this so he can do some more recruiting here. That makes sense to me. Oh, I got them all. Nice. I mean, there goes all my money, but still. Alright, so then I'm going to send him down here. And that way she can guard the other one. Let's go do that. All right. Oh, hang on a second. What is this? Oh, that's the castle. Okay. Never mind. This is done. Okay, so here's how this works. You have research. You got to spend valuable resources, but as you can see, this will get you extra Glimmerweave every turn, so that's worth doing. This you can get extra gold per turn. This gives you more essence, right? So what I want to do is let's increase the size of these two stacks. So now look, now +5 and +5. So now I can get more of them per stack, which is helpful. And look, and now she doesn't have like the best army here, but enough to protect against a weaker attacker. Oh look, I'll go ahead and just give her that, because why not? Alright. So now he could get more archers and shield the border. But that's alright, I don't have to do that just yet. I want to go take this, and they don't want to fight. How about that? Mine. Mine, mine, mine. I don't know how strong this person is, but we're going to see how this plays out. Let's see what happens. So he might get attacked. Yeah, see, they see an opportunity to take one of your towns and they go for it. So she's running away, which means she's probably too weak to take me. I didn't want that, but okay. That was a bad idea. Insignificant. So you thought you were just going to waltz in and take my settlement, huh? Right, so... Alright, so that was easy. Actually, I'm going to do the manual battle just so I can talk about his troops. So he's Barony of Loth, which they're kind of like the Necromancer faction of this game. So they get skeletons, cultists, and then you get these guys. So this is a ranged unit, can't retaliate. They're kind of weak, but they can sing a song that'll boost spell damage. And then these skeletons have really high defense and range resistance, so you really got to watch out. These guys can feel kind of broken. Luckily, he doesn't have toxicologists. They shoot poison arrows. I'll go ahead and move him up. It's fine. Yeah, see, skeletons can feel kind of broken when you're reliant on ranged units, like I tend to be. So now, this is the upgraded Fey Queen. And so, they have this really cool ability. I love doing that. I don't know, I thought that might be fun. Easy peasy. And when you take out an enemy hero, you also get any artifacts that they're carrying. And he didn't have any. That's okay. So yeah, he just made a beeline right for my settlement there. But you didn't get very far, did ya? Jerk. You get nothing. Good day, sir. There goes all my money. So I have all these extra troops to recruit. If I only had more money. Oh. Okay, so now here's the thing. Now she's worthy. This happens a lot in this game. If you get near the shroud, it's like they just pop right out and get you. So, okay. And this is worthy, meaning I might lose. So let's just see how this plays out. But see, here's the thing. These 2 stacks of skeletons could wipe my whole army. So, rats are very numerous, but low stats. So that's fine. So she's higher level. She's got much better art. So this is their main hero. So basically, she ran away from my other guy, and then they distracted me with that weak person. But this is their main hero, and she could probably take my main town if she tried. Now, he only has this one ranged unit, or she only has one range. So I'm just going to hold off. Let me just wait. And unfortunately, Order Magic doesn't have any like good damage spells. But I'm just telling you, these 2 stacks alone could wipe my whole army. That's just how broken these units are. They just get insanely high defense and stuff, so... So yeah, see, they have high offense, but incredibly low defense. And Order Magic kind of sucks. So yeah, this faction I would consider is actually, the one I'm playing is actually the worst in the game, in my opinion. And she knows just how to move them so that I can't hit them. I don't even know what to do in this fight. This is unwinnable, so... That's why I say save often, because you never know when the game's going to screw you like this. Yeah, I told you, these 2 stacks could have wiped my whole army. These skeletons have insanely high defense, and she's a spellcaster, too. Yeah, no, that was unwinnable, so there you go. The strongest enemy hero saw an opportunity to take out my weaker hero. But then, for some reason, she doesn't go up there to take that. Yeah, that's weird. Alright. Or she wants to go down and... oh, yeah, she's probably headed back down here to defend her main city. Got it. But there's honestly no point in recruiting anything here because she's just going to kill it. So what happens when you lose a wielder? Well, you lose all their artifacts, but then you can revive them right away, but it's very expensive. So you're better off waiting a couple turns. It gets cheaper each turn that you wait. So that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to wait for that to get cheaper so I can get her back. And he's going to just go ahead and take this castle here. Okay, so let's see. I don't know why she didn't just do that to start with, but sure. Alright, so I'm just going to attack this. Insignificant. Oh, yeah. See, these guys, they can attack every turn and they inflict poison. It's ridiculous. And look, they got a ballista, and those do pretty heavy damage. Yeah, see, he's running away. Ah, see, that could be useful. Alright, well. Die. Alright, yeah, I'm going to lose all of them, and I'm okay with that. It actually doesn't even bother me. Take that. Oh, that's right. I still have to take that thing out. I did it. So that was a true siege battle. But I believe you have to take all their towns and heroes in order to... So if I occupy, I'll keep getting money, but I won't make any progress towards making it mine. If I raise it, then I can just walk away and go take her out. But then I'll have to rebuild everything. If I convert, then he's stuck in there, and then she could just go ahead and take that. So I'm just going to show you what happens when you hit raise. I don't have to stay in it, and each turn I get resources as it gets burned to the ground. So in a case where I'm going to like win the scenario soon anyways, I don't see a reason to keep him in there. As long as I can take her out and take this back, because she's probably going to steal it. Yeah, and look, she's a simple threat to him, so that's why she ran away from him. She saw an opportunity and she took it, so good for her, right? Okay, good. I let her take it. There was no point in attempting to defend it. It just means that this is going to drag on a little bit longer, that's all. But the idea, too, is maybe if I get her back, then she can raise a big enough army. But the higher your level is, the more turns it's going to take before it becomes free. Alright, so Everything's full down here. Oh, look, so he got resurrected. Alright, and he's like, hey, I'm just going to come take this town. It's like, no, you're not. You will do nothing of the sort. Yes. She's full. Okay. I'm just going to save. Simple. Right, so let's see how she fares against a good hero. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw him away. I'm just going to move him up here. Just throw him away. So just to stop them from getting through. I'm going to move them up here. I probably should have just done automatic just to get it over with, but it's fine. But see, these guys have really high defense. It's insane. Yeah, she just cast a spell that will just instantly kill one unit in a stack, which, as you can tell, is very useful against higher tier troops. Yeah, and these skeletons also have a lot of movement, although that can also depend on what yeah, so those are all her perks. Okay. But that's just it. These skeletons can be very dangerous if you rely on, ranged creatures. Yeah, and see, he wanted to block them, which makes sense. But yeah, these skeletons are dangerous. So I guess that's maybe a good thing about the game, is that the lower tier units are still incredibly useful. But as you can see, though, even a simple or insignificant threat can still kick your ass. And I think that's something that they could work on. Just be a little more honest about what your chance of winning is or how many troops you might lose in the process. Because I'm not sure that it takes into account spellcasting abilities. Yeah, so there are a couple of units in the game that I think are kind of broken. And I'm playing the faction that I would consider to be the weakest. Although it really just depends on the situation as well. And remember, you generate essence like every turn. But I'm pretty sure they have some kind of spell resistance as well. And momentum means whenever you take out a whole stack, you get a bonus for momentum. And of course you get range resistance in siege battles as well. Alright, so I beat her. So unless they've got another hero lurking around that I don't know about, I believe I will win. So... yeah, unless they have an extra settlement or hero that I'm not aware of. I should have this one next turn. Yep, so now he's going to run away. And he's stuck down there. Alright. Bro, there's nowhere for you to go. Your army's not strong enough to take them out. You lose. But they will hang on to the bitter end. That's what they're programmed to do. Yeah, fuck it. Alright. I didn't win, though. Great. So that's not the end. So the other building I could have gotten had other types of upgrades. Like, this one I like because you can increase your maximum stack size, plus you got these other things you can do. Just gonna do that. Fuck it. But the Grand Armory, as you can see, this will actually make your troops stronger, like with extra health, range, damage, you know. And you can see other bonuses, but I prefer this so that I can just have more creatures. So yeah, she kind of kicked my ass. Even though I won, I lost a lot of troops. Okay. Oh, you know what it is? Oh no, that's done being raised, so... why didn't I win yet? Yeah, why didn't I win yet? Not sure. So they must have another settlement somewhere. I'll find it. So I believe you have to take out all of their heroes and take over all their settlements. Although there might also be a rule that once you have all their towns, they have a certain number of turns, but I'm not sure. It's not indicating that to me. So where are they? And I swear the computer knows what parts of the map you can't see, because they do like to hide out sometimes. There goes all my money, but that's okay. There you are. And now he's going to go up there to take that settlement. So they have another settlement down here. So let me just send him back up to here then, I guess. Yeah, so he's right there. Obviously I should have built that stuff earlier, but what are you going to do? And there's nothing to draft, and there's no defenses. But he's not going to take it. Okay. Yeah, my level 1 hero could take him out easily. Okay. Aha! Out of... what? You again! And now I win. So there you go. There was one full scenario. Default settings, just a 1 versus 1. Okay. So there you go. Now you know how to play the game. You know how to win a scenario. Let's see here. Yeah, so here's all my stats so far. 30 hours of playtime. Okay. So this is a great game if you're into this style of game. If you've been itching for Heroes of Might and Magic, because Ubisoft has really dropped the ball on this series. That series, rather. So this is it's an indie game that just came out of early access. So as you can see, you've got 4 different factions across these maps. So these are the the scenarios that you can play. So there's a decent number of them. If I go back, you've also got these challenge maps. I haven't played too many of these, and you can generate random maps. So endless replayability, as it states. Plus, you've got 4 campaigns. You got community maps, you got a map editor, so you're getting a lot of content. This game is worth every penny, let me tell you. As you can see, I haven't done much of the campaigns yet, but yeah, this is the starting campaign. It's a good tutorial to just show you the ropes of the game. So I can't comment too much on the story yet, but you've got 4 very interesting, unique factions. So as you saw, this one is kind of similar to like a castle or haven, also or rampart even. But I consider this one of the weakest factions in the game, probably. Of the four, I think it's the weakest. And they specialize in order magic, which doesn't have the really good like damage spells. And as I stated before, the militia and sappers, I consider them the worst unit in the game. They're a tier 1. They're the only tier 1 ranged unit, but they have limited range, limited average stats, and they can only shoot every other turn because they have to keep reloading. So, in contrast, this faction, the Rana, and this faction, Barony of Loth, they both have ranged units that can attack every turn and inflict poison. So, you know, Sapper has to reload after each shot. Shamans are able to shoot poison spells every turn. And they're a tier 1 unit. And then they have a tier 2 unit, the Toxicologists. They can shoot every turn and inflict poison as well. This faction, they have a tier 2 Musketeer. Not a musketeer, a musketeer. That unit has to reload, but it actually has better range and damage than other ones. And then also, in contrast, they have, as you saw, they have the Rangers and Archers who can shoot every turn, have pretty decent range, but not the best stats. And again, they don't inflict poison. So, you know, some balancing issues here and there with certain units. Their strongest unit, as you saw, is probably one of the best units in the game. It's the only, it's a tier 4, or rather, it's a tier 3 unit. Its range, can shoot every turn, has a special ability that can hit multiple enemies. Their highest tier unit is a giant cannon that can only fire every other turn, has to reload, but it's also an AoE explosion that can hit your own troops, so got to be careful there. But this faction also has those units I pointed out that kind of look like hyenas. They have unlimited retaliations and preemptive retaliations, and I don't like them. I think they're kind of broken. As you saw too, the skeletons have very high defense. They're a lot stronger than some of the other lower tier units. The rats have very low health, very low defense, but you can get a lot of them very cheaply, and they can inflict poison. This faction also has a unit that I can't stand. They're burrowers is what they're called. So when they start burrowing, you can't hit them while they're underground, and you don't know where they're going to come up or who they're going to hit. The only way to counter it is to try to correctly guess where they're coming up, so you can stand on that spot or move the unit you think they're going to hit. And they're very annoying. This faction also has these kind of frog warriors who have very high defense. So, yeah, other than a handful of units that I think are a little OP, I'd say the factions are mostly balanced, but this is probably the weakest in my opinion. Whereas the other three I think are pretty well balanced with each other for the most part. You know, high-level, powerful spellcasters can totally kick your ass. So there are times where spellcasting can seem a little underpowered, but also a little overpowered, depending on what perks you pick, who you're fighting against, and other factors. But for the most part, I'd say it's a good game. They're going to continue development. They've already promised some extra DLC campaigns, plus 2 new factions coming out sometime next year. And again, you can do a random map, you can do community maps, you can make your own maps. So just plenty of content, and just really impressive game. So hopefully you have all the information you need to make a decision about this game. And thanks for tuning in. Hope you like my videos. Keep watching. And thank you very much.